What's happening, guys? This is Josh from InEffectHardcore.com. I'm at This Is Hardcore 2017. I'm here with MITTS Madball from Madball, and we're going to talk a little bit about what he's doing and what the band's doing as a whole. I know you guys are super busy. You're in the studio doing a split with Wisdom in Chains. I know everybody's going to be on the lookout for that when it drops, and you guys are heading to Europe. But while all of this is going on, somehow you have time to produce for some other bands. Care to share what you do there?
Sure. I mean, you know, you started off asking about the band. We're in the process of writing a new record for early 2018 release. In the meantime, for this year, we recorded a split 7-inch with Wisdom in Chains that's going to be coming out. I'm not exactly sure when, but it'll be out very soon. You know, one side us, one side them. So that's a little taste of, you know, what we got going on. And, you know, we're writing songs and we'll be getting into the studio either, you know, this year or very early next year to get our next record out. And it's been a little while. By the point it comes out, it'll probably be about 4 years since our last record. But, you know, we're looking forward to seeing what people have to feel about it, see what people, you know, how it goes, and keeping the ball rolling, as we say.
Absolutely. So something that a lot of people might not know is that you do hop into the studio on the production end with other bands. And something that I heard is that's actually how you got the name MITTS. Yeah. Is that Lou from Sub-Zero gave you that name. Can you give us a little, like, just maybe a quick anecdote about how that name came to be?
Yeah, I like telling the story because he enjoys it.
It's got some fans.
So Lou, I was working on EP with Sub-Zero long time ago. My first job in this industry was I was a assistant engineer at a recording studio. I went to school for audio engineering, and I was at a studio that was a top-level studio in New York. And when, you know, I wasn't engineering there, I was making coffee and vacuuming and answering the phones.
Regular intern stuff.
Exactly. So, but then at night, when there was nobody there, if the rooms were dark, they'd let us bring projects in. Okay. And I knew the Sub-Zero guys, and they let me bring, you know, bands in if there was nobody in there. So we were doing Sub-Zero stuff, and me and Rich Kennan, who's their guitar player, there was a guitar part that we were working on doing an overdub for, and he had his idea how he wanted to play it, and me being a little bossy the way I can get sometimes, I had my idea how I should play it. And so I kept taking the guitar from him, and then he'd take it back, and we're going back and forth, and Lou's over in the other corner of the room watching this whole thing go on, and he's, out of nowhere, he starts yelling at the other guys. He says, "Look how he's always got to have his mitts on that guitar. He's always got to get his mitts on that guitar." And after the session, we went out, we had some beers, and I'm shooting pool, and he starts going, "MITTS, MITTS, I'm gonna call you MITTS from now on." And I'm just, yeah. And here we are, 20 years later, 24 years later. This is like 1993.
I think it's stuck.
It's stuck. So that was that. But yeah, so, you know, that's something that production and the studio end of things is something that I've been around a very long time, and it's an avenue that I've decided that, you know, I want to pursue, because it's something that, you know, I mean, trust, we have no plans of slowing down or stopping with the band, but the band isn't going to go forever. There's only one Rolling Stones that goes into their 80s or whatever it is. So at some point, you know, it's a good avenue to have down the road where I can do that for the rest of my life. It's not a physically taxing thing. It's more of you know, cerebral kind of thing. So I've tried to, you know, start getting more involved with stuff like that. I did an EP and a full length for a band out of Rome in Italy called Strength Approach on Fast Break Records was their last release. And then at the end of the beginning of 2016, I got asked to do the new LP for a band from Holland called All for Nothing. Okay. So that's the last thing I just did. That came out this April, in April of 2017.
So you've been staying super busy. you know, between touring, recording, and then helping cultivate these younger bands, what's it like watching them grow and being able to help them?
I mean, I wouldn't say cultivate, because the bands I've worked with are bands that were already established. But what I've done, you know, what I've tried to do is get in the studio with them and more just kind of help them focus. Try to find like what their best qualities are of their sound, of their appeal, and try to kind of focus that stuff and get it a little more refined. You know, the goal with any band is you always want to make the best record you ever did before. You know, I'm trying to find these bands and help them work through what they do best, make them do that better than they ever did before. Find the thing that might make them unique and really feature that. You know, I don't sit in there and write music with them. I don't sit there and write lyrics with them. I sit down and help and kind of coach them through, oh, this is this thing you do, that's really good. You guys should do more of that, and try to just inspire them to make, as I said, the best record that they've ever done. I'm trying to get bands to do that.
Awesome. Well, we hope you stay busy, because good things are coming. So keep it up, and hopefully we'll catch you out here in the streets some other time.
Thank you, man.
Absolutely.
All right.
It's good talking to you. Cheers, man.
Cool.
Still here after many